Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sky Factory. Today I was going to try to improve the monster spawner. Well, not the monster spawner, but the dungeon, the practice dungeon. And I was going to make it cooler, I think. But the first thing I need to do in that regard is I need to make it safe. So I have to go through, kill everyone, light it up as I go, and make it so that it's better, that I can go in and out of there and do whatever I need to do in there in order to make it really cool without danger. So that is what I'm going to do. Okay. F7. Ow. No, I said F7, not spider to the face. Oh, good. A strange odor emanates from my arrows. That sounds fun. Okay, I have made it all safe. It's all lit up down in there, and I spent a little time cleaning up too, finished up my smeltery, you know, made sure it was nice and clean and ready, and I made myself a bunch of pistons. I have water that I'll need more water, but maybe I'll have to move a source up here. So, what I'm planning on doing now, with the dungeon was a little bit dangerous for me to try to run through. It didn't kill me, but it was destroying the dungeon with creeper explosions and stuff. Then behind me wasn't safe because I had to worry about monsters spawning in back of me, and that's what I'm going to try to make sure I can do better. Not to mention, I was worried at how dark it was for you guys. How well you guys were able to see what was going on when I was running through the dungeon. So, in that, my idea... why did I leave my cobblestone behind? So, my idea is I want to create a system in which I can make the dungeon a little safer. Now, obviously, torches are going to make it safe, but the problem is then the torches are going to stay behind. So I can make it safe, I can make it light by just deploying torches as I go, but you guys are going to see all the torches and the monsters. That's the more important part. Wow. But the problem is the monsters won't respawn in here, so I'd have to run through it once and put down torches to make it safe and make it so you guys could see. Then I'd have to run through again and remove all the torches again. So I am planning on trying to make it work both ways. To put down torches to make sure it's nice and safe, and I can see, control it a little bit more, make it so there's a little less chaos, a little less monster, and make it so that I can clean up again afterwards, basically. So, this is my idea. Water washes away the torches. See? Just like that. So, I want to set a series of floodgates all through the roof of the dungeon that will wash out the torches when I'm done. So I can hit levers or something up there and just whoosh, there go all the torches, and the place is reset, ready to be run again once the monsters respawn. So that's why I've got these pistons, so that I can set up levers up on the roof to just turn the pistons. It's going to open up water, and the water's going to flood on in and go ahead and clean all the torches for me. Plus, if there's any loot that I haven't been able to pick up, then the water should help with that too. So, let's see. From origination, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 it looks like, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so let's remove it. And I now know that a bucket of water will flow for 8 tiles. So that's what I wanted to find out with that little experiment. Now I'm going to need a bunch of water, probably some more pistons, a bunch of cobblestone, and let's see what I can do with this. So, be a little bit of boring setup. Once I get an idea down of how I can do it, I'll show you guys that. But in the meantime, hold on, guys. I'll be back. Okay, so I did the first couple up here, so I've got a bit of a demonstration that there's a piston down there, and this lever keeps that piston deployed, so the piston's pushed out. There is a water above it, and then these 4 blocks contain the water so it doesn't flow all over my roof. Then whenever I want, I can hit this piston, the water flows down inside, and would wash torches down 7 blocks. And then I can hit the piston again. Now the water stops flowing. You can see already yellow X's as the water retreats because it just washed away the torches. Where did it wash them? Well, it washed them down here by this one. So then I turn on this one, and ideally it's going to blow the torches down the line. So what I'm trying to do is if I turn these on in a decent sequence quick enough, it'll wash, 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 push all the torches all the way down to that end, thus making all of my torches gather up, any loot gather up down there. So actually did it push them the correct way? Nope, because it pushed it over here. Well, at least push this one over here. But that'll be fixed by this hallway's worth. Where the rest of it's all pushed down the correct way. So everything's down here just like I wanted it to be. This is all the stuff that I dropped in as I was doing. So, then I'm going to swim back out here, proof of concept, and start filling in my entire roof. Out, 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 out. Okay, and then I'll close the lever. The water stops flowing. Boom, done. Alright, so now I just have to do that for the entire roof. See you guys in a year. And that is what it looks like. So we've got all of these set up on top of here, and I've realized just how clunky and drawn out this whole situation is. And since I now know that it is 11 long by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, should be 7. So yeah, 11 long by 7 sets across means that in order for me to actually enact this series as I currently built it, I have to run the roof and flip 77 levers. 77. And my tower isn't even built yet, so that just shows you how lazy I am. I'm not going and flipping 77 levers every time I come out. So therefore, we need pink and black steps. Therefore, we need a better solution. So it's time to investigate red logic. Okay, so I haven't quite solved my problem up there yet. However, I did set up a network here of vacuum hoppers all on the ends so that when my network is set up, it should wash everything down to these vacuum hoppers, which hopefully don't get blown up by creepers. And then it's going to kick everything down here into this crystal chest. I've already tested it and made sure things work. All these cobblestone came from the various vacuum hoppers along the way. But now I've got to make it look pretty. One of the first things I need to do is replace my door because I broke that off. So I've got all these cobblestone covers here, and I'm going to make it look like it doesn't even exist. So I'll be back. Alright, and there we go. I've got covers all the way down, and it sticks out a little bit where the hoppers are, but that's just because I can't put the covers inset on those. But it adds a little bit of dimension to it anyway. So I've got little bars that stick out there on the sides, and then the rest of it has all been buried in behind, so you can't even tell the difference unless you look at it close enough with Wayla. The thing I am worried about is the durability. And one thing I want to test is if I chuck something at a vacuum hopper, does it go through? Holy monkeys, I think it does. Alright, let's check this. Let's see if they pop out up here. Oh! Stuck in the door. Oh, alright, so you know what that means. I don't know how much more durable this is, but I can bury these too. So, I had to run. Oh, I'm going to have to make some more, I think. And hopefully, I don't know how much a cobblestone cover will actually protect my hoppers and piping, but hopefully it'll protect it some from creeper explosions. Saying that out loud makes me feel kind of silly, but because I mean you're using a cover to protect against an explosion, it just does not bode well. So there we go. There's another stack of covers. Put the other stuff back because I don't need it. Alright, let's run the dungeon again and hide all those hoppers. Hide the hoppers, hide the hoppers, hide the hoppers. Alright. Through the wall because I cheat like that. Not when you guys are watching, obviously. I mean, not when I'm actually running the dungeon. I don't cheat, ever. Okay, so I think I've got it set up that my entire dungeon is now flooded. So I'm going to want to switch it a bit, but yeah, you can see the skeleton out there bouncing. It should go all the way to the end. I can make a quick run around and make sure. So what I did up here is I ran red alloy wiring, which is pretty simple here. It's 3 redstone on each side of an iron ingot, and instead of putting dust down every single space, you get 6 dust for 16 spaces on red alloy wire. And then I can take that, and unlike redstone, which only has a distance of, what is it, like 14, 15 blocks, something like that, it now has nothing in between. Let's flip the switch and see if it works. So don't fall in the hole, don't fall in the hole. So I've got everything connected to this one switch here, which should have just turned off every single piston on the entire roof on one lever pull. And then it turns them on all one, and it turns them off on all one. Yeah, if you listen, you can't hear any more water flowing. So that lever in the far back corner where the stairs are triggers the entire distance of my entire roof, all the way across and all the way down, and it triggers it simultaneously. Now that is a problem, because I don't want simultaneous. Yeah, see, this is the farthest piston from it, and it's closed too. So the entire thing is closed. But now what I want it to do is I want it to activate in a wave. From up there, I want it to take a couple of seconds on the top, and then a couple of seconds, and then a couple of seconds, and go in a wave all the way down to this end. The reason I want to do that is so that the water has time to flow. I put vacuum hoppers all on one end only. So I want the stuff to push all the way down by triggering the flows of water. So I mean, I might be able to send it in a pulse. I could attempt it. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to try to do now. Wish me luck. Okay, I just want to show you quick over here. I've got a couple of, I need to make that first. All right, so I got a yellow dye, a black dye, a stick, and 2 iron. Maybe it's the other way around. There you go. Make a screwdriver for red logic, and that I'm going to be using in order to change the way the machines, well, not machines, but the gates work. So I just thought I'd show you guys that quick as I start trying to make gates and see if I can figure out how to make it all work. So, something that I learned, guys, is that a repeater, which you can see all those shiny dot repeaters in between the water down there, all those repeaters do not transmit to the sides of them. They take a redstone pulse in and put a redstone pulse out the opposite side, but not side to side. So I had every one of my repeaters between the water blocks in order to make it look nice, but the problem was they weren't triggering my pistons anymore. So I had to go back and I had to shift every single one of my repeaters off one block in order for it to actually trigger the pistons. So this is what I have accomplished, and you can see I've got a helper down over there, and my helper is now going to flip and watch the light show. Alright, so the first row goes off, timer, boom, row goes off, and just see it crawling closer to me. Every time the row of lights goes off, it opens up a set of pistons. There you go. Now everything's off, and the water is flowing through the dungeon. That Enderman teleported out because he doesn't like the water. Flip the switch, and you see the lights come back on. It does look like I have a delay off on the far left. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, but I think there might be a delay error. Alright, and then everything turns back on, and the water stops flowing, and that should push everything down to my row of vacuum hoppers here, which there wasn't anything to push right now. And then all of that should push straight into this nice crystal chest, and I'll get everything left over in the dungeon, namely my torches. So all of this was done so that I could run the dungeon lighting it as I go, and then hit the lever and wash all the torches back out for a major reset. Oh, that was a lot of work just so I could be a little lazy. But it paid off. It really did. So, thanks for joining me, guys. Next time, I'll try to make it pretty. Thanks. Bye.